Polyjuice Potion allows a human drinker to temporarily assume the form of another person. It allowed the drinker to assume the form of someone else. It was highly complicated, challenging, and time-consuming. It had 2 separate parts that contained steps for each part. When its brewing was complete, the potion had to be stewed for 1 month before usage. While it could account for both age and gender, the Polyjuice Potion could not be used for a human to take an animal form, nor could it be used on non-humans or half-humans. Brewing instructions. The recipe can be found in most potent potions, which is housed in the restricted section of the Hogwarts library. It is a very complicated potion and requires ingredients such as lacewing flies, leeches, fluxweed, knotgrass, powdered horn of a bicorn, and shredded skin of boomslang, as well as a bit of whoever the drinker intends to turn into. Independent of its actual brewing process, the Polyjuice Potion required a good deal of preparation prior to making it. For example, the lacewing flies must be stewed for 21 days prior to making the potion, and only fluxweed picked during a full moon is acceptable. The total process takes approximately 1 month to complete. Part 1, Step 1. Add 3 measures of fluxweed to the cauldron. This must be picked on a full moon. Step 2. Add 2 bundles of knotgrass to the cauldron. Step 3. Stir 4 times clockwise. Step 4. Wave your wand, then let potion brew for 80 minutes. For a pewter cauldron, a brass cauldron will only require 68 minutes, and a copper one only requires 60 minutes. Part 1, Step 2. Add 4 leeches to the cauldron. Add 2 scoops of lacewing flies to the mortar. Crush to a fine paste, and then add 2 measures of crushed lacewing to the cauldron. Then heat for 30 seconds on low heat and wave your wand to complete this stage for the potion. Part 2, Step 1. Add 3 measures of boomslang skin to the cauldron. Add 7 measures of bicorn horn to the mortar. Crush to a fine powder, then add 1 measure of the crushed horn to the cauldron. Heat for 20 seconds on a high temperature. Wave your wand, then let the potion brew for 24 hours. For a pewter cauldron, a brass cauldron will only require 1,224 minutes, and a copper one only 18 hours. Part 2, Step 2. Add 1 additional scoop of lacewing flies to the cauldron. Stir 3 times counterclockwise. Split the potion into multiple doses if desired, and then add the pieces of the person you wish to become. Finally, wave your wand to complete the potion. The physical appearance of the potion looked thick, dark, mud-like. It would bubble slowly. Pieces of the person was added. When added, it changed color. It seemed to react based on the nature of the person who it was imitated. Good-hearted people seemed to produce more attractive colors and taste, while more mean people produced the opposite. Harry Potter's was a gold color, whereas Gregory Goyle's tasted like overcooked cabbage and looked like bogies. And Bellatrix's tasted worse than Gertie roots, and Mafalda Hopkirk's was a pleasant heliotrope color. It was likely that the taste differed from potion to potion. "Oh, you look tastier than Crabbe and Goyle, Harry," said Hermione, before catching sight of Ron's raised eyebrows, blushing slightly, and saying, "Oh, you know what I mean. Goyle's potion looked like bogies." A piece of the person who was imitated was usually hair, toenail clippings, dandruff, or worse could be used. The effects of a single dose lasted anywhere from 10 minutes to 12 hours. Effects can be removed prematurely by certain magical defenses, such as the Thief's Downfall. It also did not fool the Marauder's Map. If a person died while under Polyjuice Potion, it is possible they would retain the form transformed into rather than revert to their old form. This happened with Miss Crouch, although it might be possible that the effects of the potion had not worn off in time for her death and burial, as she was careful in taking it to the end, and Barty Sr. could not retrieve his wife's body in fear of exposing the jailbreak, possibly meaning her body reverted after her burial. The potion could go awry. Hermione brewed it in her second year to turn into Millicent Bulstrode, but she mistook her cat's hair for Millicent's. The resulting potion caused Hermione to partially transform into a cat, complete with ears and a tail. Since the Polyjuice Potion could not successfully transform into an animal, Hermione's change did not reverse in an hour. She was in the hospital wing and did not recover until after the winter holidays. Known uses: September 1927, Newt Scamander assumed the identity of his brother Aurora Thesis Scamander to get inside the records room of the French Ministry of Magic to get the family box to find out Credence Barebone's identity. It was also used to search for the heir of Slytherin. In the second year of Harry Potter, Harry, Ron, and Hermione used the potion to attempt to find out from Draco Malfoy who the heir of Slytherin was. Harry and Ron assumed the identity of Goyle and Crabbe, and Hermione attempted to take the identity of Millicent Bulstrode. Barty Crouch Jr. used it in Goblet of Fire as disguise of Alistair Moody. Draco Malfoy stole some Polyjuice Potion from Horace Slughorn and continuously had Goyle and Vincent Crabbe use it to stand watch outside the room of requirement, disguised as young girls, while Malfoy repaired the vanishing cabinet in the 1996 to 1997 school year. The Order of the Phoenix used the Polyjuice Potion in 1997 to safely remove Harry Potter from 4 Privet Drive before his 17th birthday. These people were Hermione Granger, Ron Weasley, Fleur Delacour, Fred and George Weasley, and Mundungus Fletcher. They all impersonated Harry in the Order to act as diversions from Death Eaters. Harry, Ron, and Hermione used the Polyjuice Potion to retrieve the locket in September 1997. Gringotts Break-In. Hermione used the Polyjuice Potion to disguise herself as Bellatrix Lestrange to break into Gringotts and steal Helga Hufflepuff's cup. There wasn't enough potion left, so Ron used a cosmetic design to disguise himself. The effects of the potion were washed away by the thief's downfall. The etymology of this spell, the name Polyjuice, probably comes from the Greek word poly, meaning many. This is supported by the fact that in the Spanish and Portuguese translations, it is called respectively multijungos and polysuco, both literally meaning multi-juice.